Warning! Politics ahead! Hello my friends, I'm Professor Hans Von Puppet. A couple of weeks ago, rising YouTube superstar Casey Neistat took a break from his usual style of documenting his blessed creative life in New York City to make an impassioned plea about the upcoming election called Who I'm Voting for President. Spoiler alert, it's Hillary.
Hillary Clinton.
Not much of a spoiler, he mentions it right away. He's gotten a lot of flack for this, not because people think he's wrong necessarily, but more because he has charged his 4 million plus subscribers to demand that their favorite YouTubers also pick a side in this election. And I believe his point was that a lot of YouTubers never talk about anything political for fear of losing subscribers, and he was calling out such caution as chicken shit. My word, not his. I've gotten comments on my own channel from people who hate it when I take political sides, kind of like, damn it, I really liked your channel, now I have to hate you because I have different politics than you. And I get that. I have beloved relatives who've been incredibly kind and loving to me my whole life who hold political views I find completely repellent and indefensible. So we don't talk about it. But I think Casey is right, and not just because I agree with him about this election. People like Casey and other popular YouTubers are known in the advertising world as influencers. They don't have to pitch products, their mere use of them influences their fans that they are worth buying. You see countless fans greeting Casey in the street in his vlogs, showing him their cameras or fancy skateboards just like his. That's why companies are constantly sending him new cool gadgets, because an appearance in one of his blogs moves products. And I think it's occurred to Casey that if you're an influencer, maybe your responsibility is to use your influence once in a while to influence your fans about something that's actually important, like who gets to be the next president and name the next few Supreme Court justices. Now, in the United States, your vote is private. We operate on a purely secret ballot. That's so you can vote your heart without fear of recrimination. It's also so you can't rig an election by paying people to vote a certain way. That's because there's no way for you to prove you did it. So that kind of rigging, based on being paid as a business model, is really a non-starter. And that right to privacy is very important for democracy. No one should be coerced or threatened to vote a certain way. You can share who you are for if you want to, but you certainly don't have to. Maybe you don't have a strong opinion. Maybe you don't want to be forced to do arguments with people who disagree with you. I totally get that. But if you stand idly by in this election as a YouTuber with a following, you are contributing to the illusion of false equivalency between these two candidates. There have certainly been elections in the past where the two candidates, while politically opposite of course, were pretty equally qualified for office. That's how it usually goes down. The two sides just represent two slightly different approaches to government, and the slightly more appealing one wins. But this time we have Donald T., a womanizer and a bully who doesn't pay his taxes or his contractors, a pathological liar with a fundamental non-understanding of how government works, a racist, misogynist ideologue who's trying to mobilize the least informed among us with fear of minorities and immigrants and specious conspiracy theories about his opponent. Hillary is such an obviously better choice that every major newspaper in the United States has come out in favor of her against Donald. Seriously, papers that have not endorsed a Democrat in over 100 years have urged their readers to vote for her. If you look 1 inch below the surface of all of these so-called scandals against her that people keep harping on, Benghazi, her emails, WikiLeaks, you find nothing. Those who oppose her have relentlessly gone after her for decades, and she has come out of every witch hunt exonerated. If you don't believe me, you probably never will, and nothing I can say will ever change that. But I, like good old Casey Neistat, have picked a side, and I'm not afraid to stand up for it here on YouTube because I think it's important. If I lose you, I lose you. That's okay. If I polarize some of you against me, I'm polarizing even more of you toward me, and that's fine by me. Thank you for watching, my friends. Be sure to vote, all you Americans out there, and if you're from other countries, you should vote as well in your own elections, because I'm sure it matters just as much over there. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz, and by all means, be sure to vote. Thanks a lot. I see you tomorrow.